For over 1,000 years, the Roman Empire dominated the ancient world. Its borders stretched from the deserts of Africa to the icy forests of northern Europe, from the Atlantic coast of Spain to the distant reaches of the Middle East. But behind Rome's vast power stood one unstoppable force, the Roman legions. Today, we strip back the myths, uncover hidden truths, and explore the forgotten strategies that made these soldiers the most feared warriors of their age. We'll enter their world, stand beside them in battle, march on ancient roads, and learn stories that history books rarely mention. This is the untold world of the Roman legions. At first glance, Roman soldiers might look similar to other ancient warriors. But what truly set them apart were their formations, tactical systems refined over centuries. The silent advance. One of Rome's most chilling strategies was the silent advance. Imagine thousands of heavily armed soldiers moving forward, without a single shout. No drums. No horns. Only footsteps. This psychological attack crushed enemy morale before the battle even began. The testudo. The testudo, the tortoise formation, is famous for blocking arrows. But what many forget is that it was also an offensive tool. With shields locked above and in front, Roman soldiers created a moving metal wall that slowly pushed into enemy lines, forcing them to break apart. The wedge. Then there was the wedge formation. A spear-shaped structure that pierced enemy armies like an iron point. The goal wasn't to kill everyone, it was to shatter formations and create chaos. Rome's tactics were not about glory. They were about efficiency. They fought to win, quickly, cleanly, decisively. While other armies relied on strength, Rome relied on engineering. Every legion included hundreds of trained engineers, men capable of building bridges, towers, siege engines, roads, and forts at incredible speed. Rapid bridges. Julius Caesar once crossed the Rhine River by building an entire bridge in just 10 days. Not because he needed to, but to show Germanic tribes that Rome could go anywhere. Roads. Roman roads were military highways, designed so that legions could march faster than any army in history. Their motto was simple: speed wins wars. Nightly camps. Most impressive of all, the legions built a fortified camp every single night. This wasn't optional. It was part of Roman military discipline, a habit that kept soldiers alive. No other ancient army lived with such organization and precision. Rome's tactics were not about glory. They were about efficiency. They fought to win, quickly, cleanly, decisively. Rome's enemies often believed that high walls would save them. They were wrong. Siege towers. Massive wooden towers, sometimes as high as the city walls themselves, were pushed forward to allow soldiers to climb over defenses. Ballista and onega. Romans deployed powerful artillery machines. The ballista fired giant bolts with deadly accuracy. The onega hurled heavy stones that smashed walls and morale alike. Tunneling. When walls couldn't be climbed or destroyed, Romans dug underneath them. They set fires to collapse the foundations from below, a terrifying tactic known as undermining. Encirclement. But the most brutal method was the complete encirclement of a city. Cutting off water, food, and hope. A slow, crushing victory. An army marches on its stomach, and Rome perfected this. Behind every legion was a vast support network: suppliers, wagon trains, blacksmiths, cooks, craftsmen, and medics. Standardized equipment. Every soldier had similar armor, similar shields, similar weapons. If something broke, it could be repaired quickly. Rations. Roman soldiers ate bread, cheese, olive oil, wine, and meat on special occasions. Food was calculated carefully. Starvation was never an option. Logistics won wars long before battles began. Life in the legions was not glorious. It was tough, exhausting, and often miserable. Training. Roman soldiers trained constantly, with heavier wooden swords to build strength. Punishments. Discipline was the heart of the army. Offenses could result in beatings, reduced rations, or in extreme cases, execution. Camp building. Even after a long march, the day ended with building a fortified camp. Every ditch, wall, and tent was placed with mathematical precision. A legion was more than an army. It was a mobile, organized machine. Beyond the standard legions existed special units with mysterious roles. Praetorian Guard. Elite soldiers assigned to protect the emperor. Feared, respected, and sometimes despised. Speculators and explorators. These were spies and scouts, the eyes and ears of Rome. Auxiliaries. Non-Roman troops specializing in cavalry, archery, and slinging. Many were deadlier than legionaries themselves. Rome understood that fear was a weapon. Uniformity. Identical armor created an army that looked like a single metallic creature. War horns. Cornu and tuba horns blasted commands across the battlefield. The sound alone terrified enemies. Discipline in motion. Lines moved like gears in a machine, steady, reliable, unstoppable. Rome didn't just defeat enemies. They made them lose hope. Through letters, diaries, and carvings, we glimpse the personal lives of Roman soldiers. Loneliness. Some wrote about missing their families, their farms, their homes. Humor. Others joked about bad food, bad weather, and bad commanders. Brutality. Many letters described the horrors of war, sickness, exhaustion, endless marching. Behind the armor was a human being, tired, frightened, hopeful. Cannae. Rome faced devastation, but learned from defeat. Alesia. Caesar surrounded an entire city with double-layer fortifications. One of history's greatest engineering feats. Teutoburg Forest. An entire army vanished. Rome would never again expand so far into Germania. Jerusalem. A siege remembered for its ferocity and destruction. Each battle reshaped the empire, and the world. Even after Rome fell, its military ideas lived on. Modern training. Uniforms. Discipline. Engineering. Military ranks. Fort construction. Strategy. The Roman legions were more than soldiers. They were innovators, builders, thinkers, and survivors. Their legacy continues to shape our world today. Outro. Thank you for joining us on this journey through forgotten tactics and untold stories. If you want more long-form history documentaries, subscribe for more.